There was once a duke named Theseus who was the lord of Athens. He married the queen of Scythia, named Queen Hippolyta. One day, as he rode into town, he came upon a group of grieving ladies. He asked them what was wrong. One of the ladies told him that the ruler of Thebes, Creon, was a tyrant over the land. Creon created a pile of corpses and wouldn't allow them to be burned or buried. Theseus was an honorable man, so he hurriedly rode to Thebes to fight Creon. Theseus killed Creon and started to bring home the dead so they could be buried. As he looked through the piles of dead bodies, he found two seriously wounded but alive men. Their names were Palamon and Arcite. The two men were of the royal house of Thebes. Theseus brought them to Athens to be cared for. Once their injuries were gone, they were put in prison for life. One day in May, the most beautiful Emily went out to the garden that was near the prison. Palamon and Arcite both looked out their cell window and fell in love with her at first sight. They argued with each other over who loved her more. They came to the agreement that while both of them loved her, neither of them could have her. Duke Perotheus, a friend of Arcite from Thebes, came and took Arcite from the prison and brought him back to Thebes. Theseus let Arcite go on the condition of him never returning to Athens again. Arcite believed that he had the worst end of the deal because he would never be able to see Emily again, while Palamon could see her every day through the prison window. Palamon also believed that he had the worst end of the deal because he is locked in prison for the rest of his life with no means to escape, while Arcite could easily lay siege to Athens and take Emily as his own.
When Arcite arrived in Thebes, he lost the will to live because he would never see Emily again. Arcite looks in the mirror one day and sees how pale and gaunt he is. He devises a plan to return to Thebes and get a lowly job that will bring him closer to Emily. He changes his name to Philostrate so that no one will know who he is. One day, Arcite goes out into the woods to ponder his love of Emily. The same day, Palamon escaped from imprisonment by drugging the guard. He hides in the very woods that Arcite is walking in. Palamon hears Arcite talking about Emily and confronts him. They argue over Emily and plan a duel for the next day.
During the duel, Theseus rides up and stops them to figure out why they are fighting. Palamon tells Theseus who they are and that both of them deserve to die. Theseus is about to kill them when Queen Hippolyta and Emily plead to spare their lives. Theseus is a kind man and decides to hold a jousting tournament. The winner of the tournament will marry Emily.
Theseus constructed an enormous stadium for Palamon and Arcite to fight in. The stadium has 3 temples for the god Mars, goddess Venus, and goddess Diana. Palamon and Arcite arrive in Athens with armies of 100 men. The night before the tournament, Palamon goes to the temple of Venus and pleads for his victory so he can marry Emily. Arcite goes to the temple of Mars and pleads for victory of the tournament. Emily goes to the temple of Diana and pleads to remain a virgin and not marry either of the victors. The gods collaborate between themselves on who will be the victor of Emily and decide that Palamon will get to marry Emily.
The armies enter the stadium and hear the rules of the tournament that were given by Theseus. The fight begins. Arcite and Palamon face each other in battle. Arcite overpowers Palamon and puts a sword to his throat. Theseus announces that Arcite is the winner and will marry Emily. However, as Arcite is riding his horse to claim his victory, the ground starts shaking and he is thrown off his horse and his chest is crushed. Physicians try to heal him as he tells Emily of his love for her. Palamon, Theseus, and Emily mourn Arcite's death for many years. A funeral is held for Arcite and all of Athens attends. Theseus decides to bring Palamon and Emily together in holy matrimony. Emily and Palamon live happily ever after.